I definitely know there's more people like there at me, but when you're in the situation, you feel like you're the only one.
A growing problem tonight for Valley renters. A lot of people are being forced to find a new home because the place they're renting was just sold out from under them. Soaring home prices are having a trickle-down effect on renters now.
Yeah, these days more renters are having to find new places to live after their landlords are offered top dollar to sell their house or condo. Jason Berry's live to tell us what rights renters have when they're told to move out.
You know, it all comes down to the lease. If a tenant is month to month, they can be kicked out pretty quick. But a longer lease in place means they can stay until the lease runs out, even after a property is sold.
Is it too tight?
Deborah Morin and her family have been renting the same house in Surprise for the past 5 years. But their landlord just told them they've got a month to get out because the house has been sold.
It's scary because I don't know where we're going to go. I don't know where we're going to end up. And I think that's the scary thing. $2,350, $1,950, $2,750.
Morin is like a lot of renters caught up in the current housing craze. With home prices skyrocketing, a lot of landlords have decided to cash in and sell their properties even with a tenant still in place. In the Morins' case, their lease was up, so they didn't have many options. But what about other renters who are being told to leave even when their lease hasn't expired yet? We asked real estate attorney Laura Bramnick to break down what tenants' rights are when the house they're in is being sold. Tenants are legally entitled to stay in the property until the current lease is up. The new owner cannot raise the rent on an existing lease. Tenants and landlords can negotiate a buyout agreement to end the lease early. Tenants must be given 30 days notice to vacate from the time the next rent payment is due. And if a lease is month to month, it's up to the new owner to decide if a tenant can stay longer.
They will try to intimidate the tenant and said, look, I own the property. If I tell you you have to leave, you have to leave. That is not accurate. You want to make sure, especially if you're a month-to-month tenant in this market and you want to stay in your property continuing to rent, get a written extension of your lease.
Bramnick says it's extremely important for tenants to know what their rights are, so they're not bullied or intimidated into getting out of their rental when they are legally allowed to be there. Morin knows her landlord didn't do anything wrong, but that doesn't make it any easier finding another place to live with her husband and 2 kids.
I don't have the money to move. You know, we're living paycheck to paycheck right now, and then you start looking at the housing, and I'm thinking our rent's going to go up $600 or $700 easy. What are we going to do?
Now, if a tenant feels like their rights are being infringed upon, they can turn to the justice courts to file a complaint. There is a step-by-step process, which is a lot cheaper than hiring an attorney. We've got all the information for you. Just go to our website at azfamily.com. In Phoenix, Jason Berry for Arizona's Family.